are awake, when we come and wake you up in your sleep also you should say. That much thorough you should be. Constitution is like that. We cannot forget few articles in the Constitution. Yes, sir. Yes, so we'll go into the today's question, 11th question. Yes, so this is a question we are discussing till now. So what's it's about? This question is picked from your fundamental rights part of your syllabus. Fundamental rights. Always when you read for UPSC examination, kindly remember there are some chapters. If you want to write, kindly write it. That is the chapters on preamble, fundamental rights, parliament, Supreme Court, amendments, emergencies, and then the various quasi-judicial bodies. That is quasi-judicial, statutory bodies, constitutional bodies. All these should be given more revision compared to other chapters. Is it clear? This we keep on telling to the students, and even this year this is not a surprise question. It's directly from your Article 21, which is very easy to answer. You will be reading the list of rights which has been now expanded actually with the various helps of Supreme Court judgments. Like we have expanded the Article 21. Now if you see, that is the right which has been guaranteed at 19 when the Constitution came into being. It was adopted on 26 January, came into existence on. There are two things are there, you remember? Yes? Implemented in, came into existence in 26 January 1950. You will be reading this. Now, coming here, so what they are asking in introduction, what you can write, you can talk about Article 21. Is it clear? That is this right to life and personal liberty. This can be part of your introduction. Is it fine what I am telling? So it comes under article, that is, it comes under Part 3. That is right to life and personal liberty comes under Article 21, and it is part of Part 3 of the Indian Constitution. This should be always mentioned. Is it clear? As we keep saying, introduction should contain the important articles, Supreme Court judgments, important government laws, rules, regulations. If you mention this, your answer is going to have a weightage compared to your competitors, because you are going to convey to the examiner that you know things not only conceptually very clear, but you also know things bit in depth compared to others. Is it clear? This is something you need to do consciously. Are you getting it? That is when you will be getting that extra half mark which you are trying from. After getting 5 marks, increasing it to the 6 mark or 7 mark is only going to be the challenging task in actually real examination. Yes, now coming here, so what are the various rights which has expanded? Do you remember? They have covered for you now, morning batch. Yes. So that is Article 21. It talks about right to life and personal liberty. Under this, you would have studied about Manega Gandhi case. Remember? What is it about? While telling only, sir, kindly don't ask. See, there are few areas in polity. Again, I keep telling to you, kindly give maximum importance. Don't neglect fundamental rights. As the name itself is fundamental, it's also very fundamental for UPSC preparation. Among all the rights, why it is called fundamental right? Because those are very essential rights. And democratic countries, all the countries, they used to give rights to the citizens through this, fundamental right. We have same in the manner Magna Carta. Is it or not? Bill of Rights. Yes, Bill of Rights is USA. Magna Carta is for UK. Yes, you will be studying, don't worry. Now for others it might look Greek and Latin, but actually it's a very simple subject. Now coming here, this Article 21, it has actually expanded, but now what they are asking you directly is to illustrate. Illustrate means what you can do is, you can bring in, what are the things you can do? Datas, you can bring in diagrams. Yes. And you can also bring in examples. These things can be done so that you address the question properly. Are you getting it? So they are asking you to illustrate with special reference to expanding horizons of right to life and personal liberty. Let us come to that. That is second component. First component is the Constitution of India is a living instrument with capabilities of enormous dynamism, and it is a constitution made for a progressive society. So you need to talk some points, 2 or 3 points about this. So put that as the first subheading. That is why we say constitution. Constitution, why it is a living document with dynamism. So you can put that as the heading. So what is the reason? Indian Constitution, see, it is not a static constitution. Remember yesterday when we are discussing British and Indians, India only, no? India and Britain's parliamentary sovereignty. We try to differentiate. At that time I said, you remember, Britain does not have a written constitution. India has a written constitution. And when it comes to written constitution, what was adopted in 1950, we are actually sometimes we are changing it. Many a times we have changed it now in the last how many years? 75 years around. Yes, we have changed it. And why we are changing it? Because in today's context, some things needs to be broadly given. You cannot define your rights very narrowly, because in today's understanding, what is right to life? See, that day when somebody is born in India in 1950, for them if you say what is right to life, living a life freely with all rights, that is equality, freedom. So he has a liberty and freedom, and he should be living in a space where he enjoys without any discrimination. Those will be the right to live. You can guarantee that when in 1950. But today if you see, they have expanded it to such a manner that right to life also includes, that is, today they talk about right to live with dignity, right to clean and that is free environment, pollution free environment. They have, that is, they have extended the rights of Article 21. But before that, now to substantiate that, because whatever we are discussing, that can be written in second half. In first half, what you say, why this is actually like our constitution is in a dynamic state, means because to reflect the socio economic political changes. Are you getting it what I am saying? Because there are a lot of changes which are happening in society. Social changes happening. For example, in one question I am going to discuss even rights related to Sabarimala. In Sabarimala judgment, what happened? Women started protesting, demanding their entry into temples. So still this discrimination is there, and Supreme Court interfered and then allowed the entry of women. So the rights of the communities are actually now, they are actually protesting, and they are trying to expand it. Wherever people are not implementing the rights, people are started demanding the rights. Is it or not? So due to this social change, economic and various, what is the economic change? See, India when it was before 1991 and after 1991 is completely different. Because in 1991, we went for opening our boundaries for the first time. We went for a globalized world. Is it or not? So India before was a partially closed economy, but we opened the borders after 1991, where not only we allowed the free movement of goods and services, also the free movement of people. Remember? Yes. So that those economic changes are happening, and when people came, when companies from outside India, MNCs came to India, not only they came alone, they also brought in their technology. Is it or not? So technology also came to India. So due to that various, see, today in digital world we are facing social media challenges. Remember, yesterday also some question we are discussing. What is a digitalization or e-governance problem is always cyber security, data privacy issues are coming. So what is the right? You are saying that today we'll discuss Article 21 now includes right to privacy. What do you mean by right to privacy? Means that is, your individual privacy space should be respected and others should not interfere. Is it clear? And this is included in fundamental rights of Indian Constitution. Suppose if somebody is sharing your information without your consent, that will lead to violation of privacy. Are you getting it what I am saying? Yes, in a digital world today. So we are getting so many challenges, and to adapt to these challenges, we are changing the constitution. Is it clear? Yes, the constitution has been now amended more than 100 times. Yes, GST is 101st constitutional amendment. So while reading constitution, amendments are important chapters. Fine. So you can talk about this, what I have told. Is it clear why we are, our constitution is actually we are saying it is a dynamism, because the dynamicity comes because of various constitutional amendments. And why we are doing it? Because they are saying that it is a progressive society. Why it is a progressive society? Because we are progressively expanding the rights of citizens. Are you getting what I am saying? That's why Indian constitution can be called as we are living in a progressive society. So justify this, then enter the second half of the question. That's the main component. You got idea? Yes? Now going into the second one, illustrate with special reference to expanding horizons of. So what are the expanding horizons of? That is Article 21. Right to life and personal liberty. Right, like that only. Just shortly I wrote Article 21. Is it clear? Yes. Now what you can write? So as I said before, there are various rights which has expanded. Kindly write it. One is right to privacy. Then right to die with dignity. Then right to clean and pollution free environment. Yes, then right to access to clean water. Yes. Yes. Then we also have gender rights. Then what are the other things we are doing? We also actually decriminalized homosexuality. Yes. That is, homosexuality is considered to be in the Indian Penal Code, section 377 of Indian Penal Code. Generally it punishes homosexuality in India. But for the first time what happened is, in 2018, Navjit Singh case, a case is there. So as per that Supreme Court judgment, what they did is they decriminalized. So allowing the, in India, the homosexuality rights to be practiced. Is it clear? So that was also done under this Article 21. And even we have also included one more thing is, under Article 21, the right to education, that is free and compulsory education. Remember, that is Article 21A. So all the children who are born in India between the age group of 6 to 14, they need to give compulsory, they will be given free and compulsory education in India. Is it clear? That's a fundamental right which has been expanded under Article 21. So these things you need to talk about very clearly to the in the exam hall. Is it fine? Because it's a 15 marker, you need to be elaborate and try to give as much as examples to justify what you want to say. Is it fine? Are you getting some idea? Write the main core points. These are the core points and you need to comment on that. Because today article, that is right to life or personal liberty, today it includes right to privacy, and anybody who is born in India, they will also have the right to die with dignity, and they will have right to education, and even decriminalized homosexuality, gender justice we have given. So everything comes here. Pollution free environment, still more we have, but talk about these important things. Is it fine? Yes. So this question only if you read fundamental rights chapter you can write. We cannot manage the question. Is it clear? Is there any way we can manage? Maybe you can do only the first half, not the second half. Is it or not? First half you have the liberty to comment or link it to the question. Even though if you don't understand also, you have not remembered this Article 21, you can write the first half of the question easily in exam hall. Second half is challenging unless and until if you don't remember which one, Article 21's expanded rights. Is it fine? Written, you keep this. Start reading 11th standard polity book. First what I would advise is start with 6th standard social and political life. It's easy to understand. You can start reading. Is it clear what I am saying? Those are school books only. You can get some understanding. When you go to 11th standard book, that is very important. Indian Constitution at work. That time you require some understanding extra. Once the class starts, your understanding will improve. Is it clear? Yes? So explain the constitutional perspectives of gender justice with the help of relevant constitutional provisions and case laws. Is it clear? What they are asking, the question, it comes under in the syllabus social justice component. Can you look at it? GS2 syllabus you have. This question is directly asked from social justice component. Can you see? Schemes related to vulnerable sections, something. Yes? Civil society is also there, NGO, civil society, and the governance topic will also be there. Then IR will be there. On civil society, this year they asked about women civil society organization. We'll discuss that. Next question is on that. And on social justice, this was a question which was asked. Yes? We can address what they are asking in this. What is the meaning of social justice? Huh? Equal opportunities for whom? Male and woman, that is gender equality. Providing equal opportunities to male and woman is gender equality. What is social justice? Huh? Equal opportunity to all sections of society. Very good. Yes. Providing? Why you are providing justice? They asked you justice? Huh? Why? But you are correct. Just think about it. Then what harm we have done for them to provide this social justice? You know the answer. We have so much. I have used the word in this discussion class. Yes. See, historically you keep on discriminating the that is vulnerable sections of the society in the name of caste Varna system over centuries. To rectify that, once we adopted the constitution, we wanted to give some, reservation and affirmative actions for these vulnerable sections through constitution. Is it clear? And it is not just through constitution you do that. We also can make use of various laws as well as schemes. So how you ensure social justice means it can be done in three manner. One is through constitutional way, another is by creating laws, another is by creating schemes. Constitutionally, how we have ensured it? Justice by reservation. Which are the articles which are speaking about reservation? Yes, Article 15 will speak reservation in educational employments, and then in educational opportunities is Article 15 reservation. 16 is in employment. Yes, so you'll be reading this. Those are the articles in the Constitution where reservation is guaranteed to vulnerable sections. So through that we are trying to provide social justice. Second is through creating various laws. What are those laws? Like we have Untouchability Offence Act, which actually criminalizes anyone who is discriminating or practicing untouchability today. Is it clear? And we also have government schemes. What are those schemes? We are giving various government scholarship to SC/ST students. We are also giving them reservation in parliament. Is it clear? We are also giving reservation in education and employment. So to uplift these sections, are you getting it? So we are trying to provide this justice because of the historical injustice which we have done. Are you getting it? So it is very crucial component in your GS paper 2. And generally, whenever they ask this question here, you will be required to talk about all these things. That is constitution, laws and schemes. Are you getting it? Yes? So now going into this particular question. So this question is asking about two things. One is constitutional provisions and case laws. So let's address this directly. Yes, so they are directly asking only explain. So what are the two components? One is constitutional provisions, another is case laws. Is it clear? These two things only they are asking, no? Any other thing they are asking here? Are they asking you to comment on any schemes? Yes, no. We are only specific about these two things, and question is about gender justice. Gender justice means what? Now, see, women also we have discriminated historically. We have not allowed them entry into educational universities to right to not even allowed them to come out of home in during the ancient medieval times, and they later also after independence we have discriminated women. Is it clear? That is through female foeticide. That's why child sex ratio is still poor in India. So what you can do in constitutional provisions we are giving importance to women through Article 14. You can talk about. Yes. Then what are the other things which are giving some provisions for women? What is that? Article 21. Yes, gender equality. Again, Article 15 also you can talk. Article 21 also you can talk. And in DPSP, we also have article, which number it is talking about equal pay for equal work. 42. Check it. Article 42, I think. Equal pay for equal work. That is also guaranteed, but it is part of directive principles of the Constitution. There is a difference. Directive principles is it is not compulsory on part of state to implement it. It is the idea. It is the idea suggestion which they can implement in future. That those provisions also we have added in our Constitution in DPSP. So in DPSP chapter we also talk about equal pay for equal work. Article 39 BSC B. Kindly write it, very important. So mention these articles, few articles which we are discussing. Still you can add it. Once you expand your knowledge base, kindly add it. Yes, well, it is not that you have to write only these articles. There are so many articles which talks about women empowerment or providing some justice to women. That is gender justice. So once your understanding improves, you keep adding to this list. Is it clear? Yes, now coming here, case laws. See, with respect to case laws in our country, here, gender justice has been, various judgments has been given. That is, one is with respect to women, that is ensuring the rights of women who are actually working in sex workers. As sex workers also, we have given the right to live with dignity. Is it clear? That was given by in a judgment called, that is Buddha Dev versus State of West Bengal. So in that judgment, they have actually, what we have done is, in this judgment, they have delivered recognizing the rights of sex workers to live with dignity. That was guaranteed through this judgment. And then we also have another judgment, that is in case of Delhi, that is ABC versus the National Capital Territory. In this judgment, they have talked about unwed mothers. That is rights of unwed mothers. What is the meaning of unwed mothers? See, girls who are actually doing marriage before the age of 18, child marriage. Those, to them, if kids are born means, now they need to get the birth certificate. But while going to the birth certificate, see, in case there are some problems where the woman don't want to reveal the name of the father. In that case, her right needs to be protected, and that has been acknowledged under this judgment. That is, this is a case which happened in Delhi. A woman of Delhi, she went and appealed, and in that what they have given is they have recognized the rights of unwed mothers. There is no compulsion on part of these unwed mothers. If any child is born, while getting a child birth certificate, they don't need to reveal the name of the child's father. Is it clear? We are protecting that privacy. Then in addition to that, we also have the Sabarimala issue case, that is Sabarimala and Haji Ali, two cases, Sabarimala case and then Haji Ali case. See, both are actually related to the entry of women into temples. Is it clear? One is in Masudi, another is related to in that is Kerala, Sabarimala temple. So there also the right of women, there what right is guaranteed? Equality. The women have equal right when compared to men. That is ensured in Article 14. So when it was challenged in Supreme Court, again they permitted the entry of women into temples. Is it clear? Then what are the other things? The famous one is the Vishaka versus State of Rajasthan. Kindly write it, one of the most important article. This is 1997 case, very old case. So in that what they have done is they have come out with something called as Vishaka guidelines. This is a famous guidelines. This talks about that is sexual harassment at workplace. Is it clear? Yes. Still you can come out with any other judgment, you know. What is that regarding? Third gender, transgender. That gender also is part of gender, you are saying. Yes, yes, they are part of third gender. So you can talk about, yes, what is that? Nalsa versus year 2014. So this is the rights of transgender rights. Are you getting it? Are you understanding how much tricky is questions are now? If you don't know these articles of Supreme Court judgment, still you can write the answer. You may get at least some 3-4 marks out of 15 mark easily also. If you have a proper approach in your answer writing. What is that? Answer should have proper structure. And if you address the question, even if you don't know these articles or these judgments, you can still say conceptually what they are telling, how we are ensuring gender justice. We are trying to protect the woman wherever it is possible, whether when it comes to work environment or with their entry to temples or in accessing education or in getting any welfare schemes. Yes, we are giving priority to them. So you can talk about that whatever is guaranteed through various laws. But if you mention the laws, then only it is going to give additional mark. Is it clear? Yes, are you understanding what I am saying, telling? Even if you don't know this, sir, Sabarimala, these cases and all, I don't remember, sir, Vishaka case and all. But at least you can talk about women's problem when it comes to workspace and how it is guaranteed. As in ethics also, I remember, I have talked about protection of women. That is protection of sexual harassment, that is protection of women against sexual harassment in workplace. Remember, there is internal working committee has to be appointed in the company, and through that the gender justice can be delivered. So you can talk about all this. Now moving into the 30th question. Account for the legal and political factors responsible for the reduced frequency of Article 356. What is it? 356? State emergency. Clear? See, they can instead directly tell you state emergency word only, but still why they used that? Because they wanted you to remember some few basic articles in the Constitution as a civil service aspirant. If you are in future, if you want to become an IAS officer, you should remember some few basic articles, not all the articles. No need to remember all the articles. You are not going to be a Supreme Court judge in future. If you have some dreams, you can do that. Nobody is saying no to that. But civil service don't do that much PhD work. A common sense is enough. That is 11th standard book is fine enough to write a very good answer. Is it clear? Whatever we are discussing is also available in 11th standard Indian Constitution at work NCERT. How many of you have read that book till now? Only one? Yes? Good books you will not understand the value. When you go to any other book, then you understand the subject is tough, then only you will know the value of the good books in the market. Anyhow, coming here, so that is article 356 at state emergency. That is, with respect to state emergency, try to write fast. We need to, because Karan may go. Yes, every day this is the issue. Evening starts means now monsoon. They say this year there is an El Nino. But see, El Nino, we are practically experiencing it. It is not that El Nino means it will come and always it will reduce the monsoon rainfall. Sometimes the monsoon frequency will also get reduced. See, this is not the time when where Karnataka should receive rainfall. Is it or not? The time is June to September. Yes? See, the time is over. But still they say in India, India is receiving average rainfall, which is very good. But what is the problem is, whatever rains, whatever is pouring, we are not able to save it. Everything is going and wasting in the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. We are not able to develop agricultural irrigational facilities still now, after these many years of independence. Yes, so we'll try to cover this bit faster. State emergency here, they are actually talking about two things. One is on legal factors, another is on political factors. Are you getting it? Question is very direct and but very tricky, because these questions actually nobody can go to exam hall with a confidence to face this kind of question. When whoever sees this kind of question, let him be from political science background also. Let him do PhD in JNU also. For this question, this kind of question, for a moment their heart will jerk. Little one shock feeling will be there, because it's a practicable question. Are you getting it? What they are asking is why we are not actually have not gone for more state emergency after when 1990s. What is that era? That is a Cold War era. There are two things which happened. One is the new economic policy of India. Second is the end of the Cold War between USSR and USA. So after this only they are asking you. Is it clear? So after 1990s, why we have not introduced so many state emergencies in India compared to the time period before? What are the various reasons behind it? Is it clear? Question is clear? Yes. So the first one is concerning about SR Bommai. Kindly write it, very important. SR Bommai versus Union of India. You need to write Union of India. Don't write U, O, I and all in exam. Kindly write it. It won't even take some 5-10 seconds extra. But because of that, don't get negative mark or negative impression. So this is a case in 1994. In this case, what it is actually talking about is, it has delivered a judgment regarding the powers of governor. That is, in a state, governor has the liberty to send a report to the central government for implementing or suggesting state emergency. Why? Because due to various reasons he can suggest. One of the common thing is they are unable to run because of the constitutional provisions which has been violated, misused in the state. Yes? Failure of constitutional machinery. That is, constitutional laws and rules, they are constitutional provisions they are unable to follow. That can be the reason governor can say for implementing state emergency. What provision? He can tell any reason. Is it clear? And he can, usually he will be sending that report to the central government. Based on that, he will go for implementing state emergency. Now, in this SR Bommai case, this was challenged. And in that, what they said is, the manner of governor implementing or suggesting state emergency, it told that he should do it only based on solid proof or grounds. He cannot illogically go for implementing state emergency after this judgment. Is it clear? So this judgment actually restricted the powers of governor or misusing the powers of emergency provision by governor. Is it clear? Because of that, state emergency did not come in India that much. Is it clear? First one. Second one is concerning about K.R. Narayanan case. K.R. Narayanan case or issue. This was a thing which was concerned in 1997 this happened. When K.R. Narayanan was the President of India, during that time, from UP, so they actually who governor of UP, they wanted to implement state emergency for UP. When during the year 1997, when K.R. Narayanan was the president. But K.R. Narayanan, he saw the report from the governor UP and he felt it is not reasonable and he sent it back. Is it clear? So this concept of president sending the that is governor's report again, it actually created awareness among other states also, other state governors also, that they need to be very aware and conscious that with a solid logical reasoning, when there is a failure of constitutional machinery, reason is solid, only then they can go for state emergency. That was also stressed by this K.R. Narayanan issue. So you can talk about these two things. And when you come to political factors, with respect to political factors, the primary reasons are, after 1991, see, India till a point of time in India, there was a domination of only national parties in the scene. But after 1991, if you see, even before that in some states we were having the presence of regional party. But overall, if you see throughout India, that is regional parties started coming. So because of that national parties, what is the problem? So regional parties started asking for their rights, and so because of this problem, central government or the use of governor's position, they were unable to misuse the provision in the constitution of state emergency. Are you getting it? So the coming up of regional party is a one challenging problem here. Second, even today if you see state emergency, many times the central government is finding too difficult to take because of the coalition party system. Right it? Coalition party system, very important. What do you mean by coalition party system? See, today we have in the national level, national parties are, we have that is Congress, BJP, is it or not? And they come under alliance, that is NDA. NDA is for BJP alliance, National Democratic Alliance, and Congress is UPA, United Progressive Alliance. Now they are telling India, name itself India. So only what Modi ji felt, you are naming it India, that is, so we are naming it as Bharat. So we are opposite, another stand. So but whatever, as I keep saying, the constitutional provisions, nobody can be in the country, whoever is born in India, nobody can be above the rule of law. You will be studying it. So even for that matter, Prime Minister is not having any extra wing or extra brain to, or he should not have extra rights compared to us. Is it clear? He should also respect the constitutional provision. He does not have that extra liberty to change the name on his own. Is it clear? There is a way to do, and we give some exemptions to these people. The president, prime minister of the country, constitutionally we are giving some extra power, but that does not mean they can assume dictatorship in India. Is it clear? There is a way they need to like make use of the constitution or respect the constitution. Then what are the other things you can say? Stable political situation means? Ah. Hmm. So you can say regional political stability. Regional political stability. After 1991, many state governments, with the coming up of their regional parties, they were able to ensure political stability. Yes, so because of that also, in India we did not face as many as emergency provision like compared to before 1990s. Is it clear? See here, this question is a 15 marker question, but we have given only 2 plus 3, 5 points. Sir, for these 5 points now, how will I get, sir, mark in exam means? See, again, use your common sense. Sometimes you will also be in this situation in exam hall where you will be having only very less points, but you feel beyond that also you cannot write how much ever you think. Is it clear? And time might be running out. In that case, what I would advise you is, see, break this each point into a subheading, and under that you put point number 1, 2, 3, and then under this you put 1, 2, under this again 2, 2, 2. So 3 2s are 6, 6 plus 2 8 plus 3 11, Is it clear? You can make out more than 10 points, which is enough to fetch at least 6 marks for a 15 marker question. And if your answer is still proper, you can get that extra 1 mark. Is it clear what I am saying? How to manage it? Because this question is tricky. You need to stay within the demand of the question. If you think anything or deviate from the question means, then you are not going to get more marks. Is it clear? Yes, so the basic reasons are talk about SR Bommai and then KR Narayanan issue, then go to the issue why the even the others. In conclusion, what you can say also, there is a change in socio-economic situation which is happened in India. After 1990s, we also faced a change in socio-economic situation, that is with a better coming up of which one? Access to education, health facilities, better employment opportunities, better technology. So it also ensured a kind of stability, economic stability also, and that also led to supporting which one? It also addressed the problems of poverty and other problems which people are facing, and all this ensured the success of regional parties. Are you getting it what I am saying? So through that ensured that the Article 356 has not been misused so many times after 1990s. Are you getting? You can write like this. Yes, we'll go to the next question. Discuss the contribution of civil society groups for women's effective and meaningful participation and representation in state legislature in India. See, this topic comes under women's organization topic is there in syllabus, check it. Role of women and women's organization. Is it there? In GS paper 2. Syllabus. Not there, huh? Civil society organization. NGOs. NGO is there, civil society organization is there. Yes, from that organization. What is that? Self-help group, NGO. So it is a topic asked from NGOs and civil society. Civil society, so of GS paper 2. See, and this question is actually very tricky question because they are actually particularly asking about the various women's groups which are contributing in India regarding civil society organizations. So you should necessarily know the names of the organization here. You can talk about what are the works they are doing. Is it clear? What work they are doing? They are actually asking you to talk about contribution of civil society group for participation in state legislature. Only in political domain, what kind of civil society groups are concerning only women in India. Very particular, specific. If you have not read or not know the names of the civil society group, it's difficult to answer. Is it clear? That's why I said the next polity, first 10 questions are very easy. Next 10 question was bit mixed and challenging. You need to be, you need to, that's why I say always maintain emotional intelligence in the exam hall. People, what they will feel is first 10 questions are easy. Yes, this examination is ours. This time we can make it. They will feel overexcited and they will keep writing more. For 10 questions only, 3 hours, 1.5 hours they should complete 10 questions. They will write for 2 hours. After that, when they come, the paper is easy only, no, we can write it, they might have thought. But after the 11th question, the challenge would have started. Immediately they are all there. What to say? That positive feel or the excitement feel will come down. Is it clear? So don't get overexcited also inside exam hall. Don't be too bad also. If you don't know also, be normal. Whatever you ask, I can write about it. That confidence only can make you to clear this exam. Is it fine? Yes. Now coming here. So discuss question, I keep saying in this answer writing discussions, what we say structure should contain generally what are the important components. Introduction, body, conclusion, way forward should be written, and in the structure you should write the challenges as well as way forward. Is it clear? That should be written. Now I am going to discuss the main body of the question, that is civil society groups concerning women in India. Try to write the names of this organization, then we will discuss what are the works they are doing. Yes. National Alliance for Women. Yes. National Alliance for Women. Then we have Association Association for Democratic Reforms. Center for Social Issue. Yes. All India Women Conference. Yes. The hunger breakthrough. The hunger breakthrough. Social. Women's. Oh. Written, up to where you have written? Shall I read fast again? Sir? All the efforts went. Luckily, this UPSC exam is not online. There is a proposal that they want to make it online. I feel that should not be practiced. Yes? Because everybody cannot be equally having that digital literacy. Somebody will be having more digital advantage. Who? Urban people, rural people will be washed out in the competition. Yes? So write it again, we'll write fastly. National Alliance for Women. Up to where you have written? National Alliance for Women. Association of Association for Democratic Reforms. Then Center for Social Issue. Then that's All India Women Conference. Yes, then the hunger. Then we have breakthrough. Then we have, that is, Institute for Social Issue and Trust. Institute for Social Issue and Trust. Then Women's Civil Society. Women's Civil Society. Then what are the other organizations? Anything you can remember? Yes, 50 million women's campaign. One more famous is 50 million women's campaign. Yes, so you write this. I'll try to say what they are doing, contribution. See, again you will be required to read in mains. Now only you write it. So job is easy. At least you know some civil society organizations now only. Is it clear? Yes. So first is National Alliance for Women. See, National Alliance for Women, it is actually fighting for the women's better rights in politics. Women's right in politics, that is gender equality. Association of Democratic Reforms is actually trying to fight for electoral reforms. Electoral reforms, in that better representation of women should be done. Is it clear? So it is a civil society which generally fights for electoral reform, election reform in India, like recently the women reservation bill. Is it clear? Where women are given 33% representation. Related to that, it will fight. And Center for Social Issue, it will do research on that is women's representation, and so it will provide training to them. All India Women's Conference also, it talks about, or it will fight for the women's equality and rights and representation in politics. Hunger means here they will protect, that is they will fight for the better representation of women in panchayats, that is at the local level. Is it clear? Breakthrough. Breakthrough, it will fight for challenging the gender stereotypes. Gender stereotypes. What is a gender stereotype? Means what? You are assuming or fixing that a person can do only few role. Like in the ancient India, we felt that women should only do household work, men should do the hard work, that is agriculture labor related work. So that kind is stereotyping. You are assuming somebody can do only this work, that is stereotyping. And for regarding that kind of gender stereotypes, breakthrough organization, that civil society group will fight for. And we also have Institute of Social Issue and Trust, which also fights for gender awareness. Yes, and it will also provide training, research program related to, it will conduct research also related to women's participation in politics. Is it clear? Yes. And we have women civil society. This is also for gender empowerment. That is, we have women. What they will do is they will track the representation of women in politics. How much percentage are represented in politics? That is dealt by this group. And 50 million women's campaign. It is about mobilizing the women voters of the country. Mobilize women voters. 50 million means 10 lakh, 5 crore women campaign. So it is concerned about getting the support of women during election. They will influence them. They will also motivate them to stand in election. That is the main objective of this civil society. Is it clear? Just write it. You can, if you could write at least 1 or 2 sentences about the civil society, that is enough in exam. But you need to mention varieties of civil society groups to get mark in exam. Otherwise they will not give you. Is it clear? Are you getting some idea? See, what these various civil society groups are doing is they are fighting for better opportunity for women. That is, gender equality should be practiced in elections, and women should be given training, awareness program, and also how much they are represented. The progress track should be periodically monitored. And how women are facing problems in today's society, what are the challenges they go through, women leaders and personalities, what they generally go through, their experiences, all this will be shared with the help of this civil society group. Is it clear? Yes, this is the overall, that is civil society's contribution, that is women civil society group's contribution. Now, going to the next one. Explain the significance of 101st Constitutional Amendment Act. What is it? Yes? Correct? What is 101st Constitutional Amendment Act? Evening best students? Huh? Forget it. We have not talked about GST. For you? NCERT class we have not talked? GST word we have not used? Huh? Sorry, okay. GST what I said or not? First year, huh? You will be studying in mains class. With that confidence, you would not have discussed detailedly. But concept of GST at least we discussed. That is 101st Constitutional Amendment Act. See, the questions are tricky here. The problem is if they say GST, everybody will keep writing answer. So, even before one more question, they asked about article. What is that? 356. Yes, there also they could have used directly state emergency. Why? They wanted you to have some awareness of the articles in Constitution, some basic provisions related to constitutional amendment, so that then only they wanted you to address this question. Otherwise, if you don't know that, you will think, oh, something they have done recently, and you will leave the question and come. Is it clear? But actually, this question should have been asked in paper 3, but they asked in paper 2. Is it or not? Yes? Correct or not what we are saying? It should have been asked in paper 3, economics paper, but they have included it in paper 2. For that matter, lot of paper 1 question also came from other areas. Paper 3 were present in paper 1 this year. So there is a interlinking of subject this year overall. Is it or not? You are searching, GST is there or not in paper 2? GST won't be there. that is what they did is, that is the reason how they have introduced the GST in paper 2. By asking the constitutional amendment, it comes under paper 2. See their intelligence. Is it clear? But content is same. What they wanted to ask you, what you are going to write, That is same only, but the question nature is changed differently to ask in paper 2. Is it clear? Now, question is very easy question. Tell me about GST. First component is they are asking about significance of 101st Constitutional Amendment Act. Yes. Second one they are asking is to what extent it reflects the accommodative spirit of cooperation, that is federalism. Accommodative spirit of federalism. Is it clear? Now introduction what you can write. Talk about the basic meaning of GST and the constitutional amendment through which it has brought down. That is it has came into being. Which year it came into being? 2017. 2017 it came, right? This constitutional amendment. Now what is the significance here? Significance means importance. What is the importance of this? What we are trying to do? What are the benefit of GST? We are integrating, see various benefits are there, right? It economic integration, we are integrating throughout the country a unified tax system, because all the indirect taxes has been brought under a single taxation system, that is GST. Yes, so it will also, this will lead to more economic growth. Why economic growth? Because goods price will come down, through that more sales and more exports can happen, and Indian goods will be competitive, and that will lead to which one? More economic growth for India. Are you understanding? Not understanding, huh? If you are able to sell at a competitive price, then people will buy your goods in foreign country. Then they will demand your goods more. If more people they started demanding in foreign countries, you will produce more in India. If you produce more in India, GDP will increase. Because GDP is the amount of goods and services which are produced in India in one financial year. Are you getting it? Yes. Then what are the other benefits we have? GST's other benefit. Economically we have economic integration, economic growth which is going to happen because of implementation of GST. Then it reduces, that is cascading tax. You can write about cascading tax. That is multiple tax. Instead of multiple tax, now we have a single tax, that is GST. Before you used to have central government tax, then state government tax, so many indirect taxes were levied, but now we are having only a single GST for the country. Then it increases the pay the tax. It actually enables the people to go for more tax compliance mechanism. Tax compliance mechanism improved. Yes, more people are now filing. Many people are, before were part of informal sector, they came into formal sector by paying GST now. Is it clear? So through that the tax compliance, that is many people paying tax to the government, has improved in India after GST. Then what are the other things? What are the importance of GST? Why we should bring in? It will lead to more innovation and competition, global competition. Competitiveness, or else we put competitiveness. So innovation and competitiveness of Indian goods will improve. Why it will improve? Because our goods will be priced comparatively lesser. Before we were through GST, our market goods price which are manufactured in India will be more. But now since indirect tax is reduced, because of that, now the goods price, market price will come down. When market price come down, more goods can be sold by business, because people will be like demanding your goods in foreign country within India. When companies started producing more, then they will also come out with new innovations also to address the people demand, because profit will be there. Are you getting it? So these are the 5 major significance of GST you can write. Now coming into the accommodative spirit of federalism. Federalism means what? Federalism means it is nothing but sharing of power between the center and the states. So how we do that? We do that by creating center list, state list and concurrent list. Is it clear? Center list means only central government can make laws on that. State list means only state government. Concurrent list means both center and state can make. but in case of dispute, central government laws will prevail. Is it clear? Yes, so it is about division of power between states. Now, what they are asking is, see, the understanding between the center and states, how it was improved better by implementing GST. In what are the provisions which are there in GST so that states don't come and fight with the center? What are the mechanisms we have? Yes, first is the GST council they have created. Yes, then we also have the concept of that is central state GST and central GST and IGST. So center will get a share, state will get a share. That is not going to be affected. Then we also ensured what you are saying. This only, no. Then we have also introduced a concept called as compensation mechanism. Remember? Yes. Yeah, morning batch students I would have taken GST compensation that was agreed before implementation. Yes. So compensation mechanism, because after the implementation of GST, many states might complain that they might get reduction in revenue. To ensure that when GST was implemented in 2017 in India, many states were assured that they will be given extra money in case they recur losses. That is GST compensation, which has also been assured in the GST constitutional amendment only. Is it clear? So states will not face, but this compensation was initially guaranteed for how many years? Forget it. Now they have extended it. Actually, initially some 3 years or 5 years they have agreed. Now again they have extended the time period. Is it clear? That is a recent update. And finally, see, any GST products, see, suppose for example, you are using mobile phone. On this today GST is how much? No idea, va? Yes? Okay, 12 or 18, whatever. Now, who decides this? It is decided at the GST Council, whose chairman is Ministry of Finance, and it will consist of members from central and state governments. Finance Minister will be represented generally. And here, suppose if you want to change the GST taxes today in India, the decisions will be taken at the GST Council based on majority. Is it or not? Remember, 3/4 as a majority we said no. Yes, so based on voting pattern they will decide, but consensus is primary. Whose consensus is? That is generally state government's consent. State government consent. Because if they don't agree with you, they will not implement in their state and there will be a problem between center and state. So we take up the permission of the state through their participation in GST Council. We go for a voting, then we will decide what kind of rate we can go for a product. Is it clear? Yes, so all this ensures that states don't come and complain all the time. So they feel they are accommodated in the division of powers in India. Is it clear? Question is simple. We have also written very nicely. Is it clear? Yes? So, right, this much is enough. But one more thing is, to what extent means what? That is the crucial aspect. Many people won't answer. Whatever extent, sir. I have written extensively, they will put marks, sir. Huh? To what extent means, does it reflects accommodative spirit? Means you say it is to a smaller extent, or it is to a larger extent, or smaller extent, or very minimal extent. Are you getting it? Maximum extent, minimum extent, larger, smaller, address it before the conclusion or at the conclusion you can say. Thus from the above explanation, we came to an understanding that in case of India, while implementing the GST, it has created a accommodative spirit only to a smaller extent in India. Most of or you say that to a medium extent in India, and in some cases we are facing problems also, disputes also. Is it clear? Yes, so that should be addressed. Now going to the 16th question. So explain the structure of parliamentary committee. Again, I said important chapters in constitution. Go there. Parliament I have given a. Yes, in parliament, parliamentary committee is very, very, very important. Go and write it there only. In parliament chapter, parliamentary committee, UPSC is in so much affection towards these committees. Why I am saying means, in the last some 4-5 years in UPSC preliminary examination, at least 2 or 3 questions came from parliamentary committees. And this time, for a changeover, they asked in mains. That's all. Are you getting it? But it's a very easy question. If you would have studied basic polity parliamentary chapter once, at least once also you can answer. That much it is easy. Is it clear? Yes. Shall we address the question? Direct question actually. So they are asking two components. First is structure of parliamentary committee. Structure of parliamentary committee system. Second one, how far the financial committees helped in institutionalization of Indian Parliament. Yes, that is institutionalization of yes. Two subheadings should be written. Is it clear? Yes, question is very easy. In case of parliament, we have majorly we have only two categories of committee, but sometimes we can categorize them into three also. That is, committees can be rated, very important. Committees can be classified into three. One is, that is standing committee, not stand-off, standing committee. Standing committee means permanent committees of parliament. They will be functioning all the times. Yes. Then temporarily we will appoint something called as ad hoc committee. Ad hoc committee means only for some specific. For example, you wanted to conduct an inquiry upon some members of parliament. For that purpose, you appoint a committee. Is it clear? Once that inquiry is done, finished, the committee will be what? Disposed. Yes. So it will not be there. We also have third category is financial committees. Financial committees. But the primary categories are these two only. Standing committees are permanent committee. Temporary committees are ad hoc committees. Yes. So this should be conveyed to the examiner first. So with respect to structure. Is it clear? Now coming to that. Now in this question since they are talking about that is which one? Financial committees. So you need to talk about financial committee. In case of financial committees, in case of Indian Parliament, we have that is Committee on Public Accounts. Right? Three important committees. Three important financial committees. That is Committee on Public Accounts, Estimates Committee, then we have Committee on Public Sector Undertakings. Clear? Write it, very important. Again you will be studying about these committees. Don't worry. But just for your understanding, what this public account committee will do, they will actually see these committees. One more thing what you need to understand is, all these various committees, whatever we are discussed, all these committees will have members. That is composition. Composition of committee members will be having members from both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Kindly remember. And it will have also membership from all the parties. How many members from how many parties means based on their proportion in parliament. If somebody is having more representation, that much percentage will be represented in committee, in that committee. But every parties will be given representation in, mostly the every parties will be invited, and most of the times the opposition party members will be asked to lead the committee. Is it clear? Opposition parties. So opposition party members will be asked to lead or preside the committees. That is also done in case of appointing the committees. So it will consist of both the houses will be represented, all the political parties are represented, and opposition parties are given priority. And when it comes to Committee on Public Accounts, they will discuss about which one, whatever government financial transactions they are doing, that will be scrutinized by this committee, whether it is proper, any problems are there, that will be reported by Public Accounts. Estimates Committee, that is, see, in central government various ministers are there. Every ministry will be having some demand for this year, that is that coming year they will be asking some expenditure. They will be asking for expenditure some money, and that will be sanctioned usually by the government, and that will be verified and scrutinized by committee on estimates. Is it clear? So they will check how much money is allotted to a ministry. Is it okay? Do they require more? Are they asking more? Is there any problem? Any suggestion can be given? All this will be done by committee on estimates. And committee on public sector undertakings means what? All the government sectors, PSUs in the country. For regarding that, any administrative efficiency we need to change so that they can make more profit. Those things will be discussed by this committee. Is it clear? Are you getting some understanding? So these are the roles of financial committees of the parliament. Now the question is, how far? Again, how far? The role of, that is, how far have the financial committees helped in the institutionalization of Indian Parliament? That means these committees, what role they are playing when it comes to Indian Parliament? That is, see, what you can write is, they are actually providing more accountability and transparency. Write it. Accountability and transparency. How? Because opposition party members, they will look for any problems in government policies and implementation. So that will be verified, and that will be reported to the media also. So everybody in the country will get to know in case of any problems here. So it is making that the central government is accountable to the people of India through these committees. So that is one function. Then what are the other functions it is doing? It is also informing, that is, all the decisions are taken through informed decision. Then what are the other things they are doing? Committees. Committees they have not covered. Parliament chapter has not started. Up to which chapter they have covered? Only one Parisram by student. Only morning batch, only one. Okay. Parliament, then preamble, citizenship, fundamental right. Fundamental right. Okay. Oh, election commission even directly went. Okay. So they will help. See, these committees, they will be providing more, what to say, more accountability, more transparency in their functioning of central government. They will expose it. They will also make the people informed. They will also make sure the whatever process they are doing, it is a continuous process. What is the meaning of continuous process is, because we have something called standing committee in parliament that will be always there. Is it clear? Always it will be there, and with the help of this committee, government will be always made accountable to the people or to the parliament. Is it clear? So these are some ways in which we have institutionalized. So you can say, to how far means to a satisfactory role, or to a minor role, or no role. You write something related to how far also. Is it clear? Now coming to next one. This question is bit easy question. This is asked from schemes. Next, schemes component is there in the syllabus. Schemes for vulnerable sections. See there, that's a syllabus, no? Schemes for, read me that syllabus component. Schemes on welfare schemes for vulnerable section. On that component, this question is asked. Is it clear? That is welfare scheme for vulnerable sections. See, there are sometimes what you need to do is, when it comes to mains examination, you need to have reading which is a bit broader also. That is, referring Yojana magazine will be very useful. But not all the articles, very, very selective article. Maybe in 1 year, 12 issues will be there. In the 12 issue, you can read some, at least from one Yojana, at least 1 or 2 issues will be important, only that much, which is relevant for your syllabus, and you need to have some reading related to that. Why means, because sometimes essay questions and some questions related to schemes are inspired from Yojana magazine also. Is it clear? It's a government of India's publication, and generally they give priority to their publications. Now coming here, sir, if I have not read Yojana, sir, that means I can't write. No, nothing like that. Still you can write much better than them also, because a person who read more, they confuse more, and they will write what they have read. They will not write what is asked. So what you can do, even though you don't know, you write what you know, something relevant to the question, so you will be getting more marks than them. Are you getting it? That is the smartness in exam hall. Now, coming to this question, development and welfare scheme for the vulnerable by its nature are discriminatory in approach. Do you agree? And also they are asking you to give reasons. Question is very clear. They are trying to ask you something. That means what? They ask you something, you should give respect to the examiner. What? Do you agree? Sir, yes sir, I agree. No sir, I don't agree. Huh? I don't understand. Something you should say no. If you don't answer to their question, people will write for 3 pages also. 15 marker it is. 3 pages they will write. But not even in one line, they will convey to the examiner that they have agreed to the question or they have not agreed to the question. Are you getting it? That is the main demand in the question. After that, what you write, that is next, secondary. And you should also try to give reasons behind it. If you are saying yes to it, you say why you are saying that. If you say no to this, you say what are the reason. What I would say is, say both so that you come up with more points and you can get more marks. Is it clear? More points will give you more opportunity to score. Now coming to this, so what you can say, one part you can say, that is you are agreeing. I am not putting the subheading fully. Is it clear? What you are agreeing? You are agreeing that developmental schemes and welfare schemes for vulnerable are discriminatory. That one you are agreeing. Second component, you are disagreeing. What you are disagreeing? You are saying that that is development and welfare scheme for vulnerable are discriminatory in approach by its nature. That you are disagreeing. By nature they are not discriminatory. You are disagreeing. Is it clear? Everybody understood the question? Yes. Now we will write some points for agreeing. Then we will go to the second component. So that at least we write some more points to get more marks. Now what are the points you can say? Why? See, the question is very easy. Who are vulnerable sections in India? SC, ST communities, women, and then senior citizens, people affected by poverty. Is it or not? Vulnerable sections in India, disabled people, differently abled or disabled people. Yes. So all these people are vulnerable sections in Indian society. Now government, when it is trying to help these people, it comes out with scheme. We have 3 options for government. One, through constitution we can protect vulnerable community. Second, through parliament we can create law and make sure those people are not discriminated. Third, you give some incentives through schemes, by either employment incentive or financial incentive to these people or educational scholarship, so that they come up in life. Are you getting it? This is a general approach in India. Is it clear? Overall polity, any scheme or any approach of government will be on these 3 lines only. It will be conveyed in your NCERT also. Kindly read it. I am not telling from any PhD book. In your NCERT's 7th standard or 8th standard book, they will tell these simple things. Read that. Now, why we need a scheme which is discriminatory in the sense, like see, one side you are saying some people are vulnerable, other side who are not vulnerable. That is discriminatory or not? Discriminatory or not? You are differentiating people, that is discriminating, no? Yes. Why we do that? Why we do that? That's the question. Why we do that? Because we wanted targeted subsidies. Targeted subsidies. Why? Why we wanted to target the people or give the targeted subsidies to the people? Not to everyone. Even PDS scheme, food security scheme for that matter, we are not giving to all the people of India. Urban population how much? Forget it, everything. 155. Overall India it is 67%. Yes? Kindly go and read. We cannot keep repeating the same thing what we thought, no? Then again we cannot cover more syllabus. Yes. 75 for rural, urban. Total is 75. Total is 67. Yes. Now, so we are giving targeted coverage. Yes. Why it is discriminatory? Because we are targeting some people who should come up in life because their condition is bad. Second, we also have resource, that is resource constraint. Resource allocation is constraint. See, India is, we are having only limited resources. That is financial resource. Now, when we wanted to implement scheme, we cannot give that to all the people of India. Only some people we can give. Is it clear? Who are those people? Those people are the people who need actually some help from government. Vulnerable sections. That is the reason we are giving, what to say, discriminatory approach when it comes to developmental schemes. Then one more thing what you can say, it is also because of the historical injustice. What is that injustice? Social discrimination. Kindly write it. This is also one reason we are discriminating the people based on vulnerable and non-vulnerable sections. Why we do that? Because of these three reasons. You can write it. But now you can come and disagree this. See, developmental welfare schemes by its nature are discriminatory in approach, they are saying. You are saying no, they are not discriminatory. Why? Because why we are doing these schemes? The scheme's idea is to provide equality to the people. All the people should get benefited. So rich are already benefited. So we are targeting the poor, and we are also trying to provide social justice to the people. Yes, and we also wanted to provide need-based approach. Because of these reasons, I am disagreeing with the above statement. Why we are disagreeing? Because development and welfare scheme, they are not discriminatory, because we are trying to uplift the people only. You cannot say that as discriminatory. That is, you are making people to be equal. Are you getting it? Why you are giving some protection to vulnerable communities? Because we need to provide equality, we need to provide social justice, we need to implement government schemes only for those who are in need. Those who don't need it, why should we provide? Are you getting it? That is the reason we are having this approach. So it cannot be called as discriminatory approach. Are you getting it? Clarity? Here you are supporting it is discriminatory. Here you are supporting it's not discriminatory. Are you getting it? Then you say both are existence, and then already you have given the reasons. Provide some examples to talk about various schemes like PDS, all government schemes, which government subsidies which we are implementing, food, fertilizer, fuel subsidy. Talk about it with examples. That will make the answer to suffix. Is it clear? More than that, you can draw some flow charts wherever it is possible, if you cannot draw diagrams. Yes? Next question. This question is very, very easy question. Read it. Again human resource. How many human resource? We only got board. Yesterday one human resource. Paper one human development. Yes, this year that's why I said human resource development or human development became the theme of UPSC mains question paper this year. So many questions. Somebody who would have read 9th standard book, that is 9th and 11th standard book, I think. 11th standard economic books and 9th standard economic books. NCERT somebody who would have written this year. Just 2 books. In mains exam they would have got at least 15, this 25 in this paper. Paper 1 another 1 question and another paper. So at least some 45-50 marks you would have got from one topic. Are you getting it? And every year women related issues will always be asked in question. This is a common theme also. In every paper, every day when we discuss, women related issues are there. Are you observing this? Yes. Paper 1, child cutting, I said society. And here today also women society, civil society group. Paper 3 also women oriented problems came. See, UPSC have the, and paper 4 ethics for that purpose, they asked directly a case study on women. That is work-life balance, how woman should balance her work life as well as the child which she needs to take care. Is it or not? So, women's issues, UPSC always picks maximum priority. If they are not focusing here, they will ask a essay topic on women. Are you getting it? But always the weightage will be there in UPSC mains on these topics. So, give maximum importance to human development topic, sustainable development topic, and then also on women related issues. These are very common themes in UPSC mains exam. So try to read varieties of books, sources for these particular topics, and make your notes very comprehensive, 360 degree. Whatever they ask, you try to answer it. Are you getting it? Easy, Approach is easy. Now coming here, what they are asking, skill development programs have succeeded in increasing human resource supply to various sectors. In the context of the statement, analyze the linkages between education, skill and employment. Is it clear? Yes? Very easy question. What linkage is there? Linkage is there or not? No linkage. Education has no link with skill. And skill has no relation with employment. You cannot say. It is like, see, you can disagree also. See, for sometimes in India, people who are getting education, poor quality of education, or even normally also most of the common college, after students finishing the college, many of the students, they go unemployable in India because they are not getting the skills which is demanded by the industry today. Are you getting it? So education cannot always give the skill and cannot always lead to development. Is it or not? Employment. Are you getting it? When the education fails, quality of education is not good, or the education is not updated to the market demand, that time the linkage will be poor. But most of the times the linkage is very good. What kind of linkage means? That linkage is actually a direct linkage only. Are you getting it? How we are attacking and staying within the theme of the question. You should talk there only. Don't deviate outside. Maybe first 1 or 2 line you talk about this skill development program. What are they? The Prime Minister's Kaushal Yojana. So talk about those things in introduction, 1 or 2 lines, and go directly into this, saying that what is that linkage? See, there are areas where education, skill, and then employment, they have no linkage. When there is a problem in quality of education, or when the education does not improve the skill of the student, or the syllabus is outdated, or the education provided is not making the student to address the demands of the industry, in that case the skills will be missed by the people, and with the lack of skill they are unemployable in India. That time the education is not having a linkage with skill and development. But most of the cases there is a direct linkage between education, skill and employment. Are you getting it? What is that linkage? Somebody who is getting education today, what is that first thing they will get? They will get knowledge, and they will get general skill. That is life problem solving skill, team management work. That is general skill. And what are the other thing by education you get? Awareness you get. Yes, awareness about technology and everything. Yes, and by skill what you get is, when you go for skill training, what you get? You get a specialization. See, here it is general skill, here you get specialized skill, and you will also get industrial training, and you will also get a certificate, skill certificate. And for employment, what you get? How you get employment? See, go with one by one. First is you get a good knowledge through education, and you get a general skill, and your awareness improved. And now you are now going for still improving your skills through specialized skill and industrial training. After that, when you go for employment, you try to match the skill with the job. In case of employment. Then what you will do in case of employment? After matching the skill, you will be employed. But enhancing, so that will lead to yes, it will. After going with a skill, your productivity or efficiency will improve. Your productivity and efficiency will increase. Then what are the other things will happen? Suppose you joined the work, after some time change in technology happens. Now what will happen? The person will become jobless. Is it clear? That time he need to go for 2 things. One is upskilling, another is reskilling. Upskilling means what? Updating with the technology. You need to update. Reskilling means you are changing the field and you are starting from zero. Is it or not? Yes. So upskill, reskill, and productivity will increase. efficiency will increase, and overall after this the innovation will increase, because you are having a sound skill. Good education means you can come out with better research development and coming out of with new products, and that will also improve global competitiveness. So you can say that when people go in this step by step approach, it will lead to, we can say that a person who is having a very good education, he will be getting a general skill. Later with skill training he gets a specialized skill, and when he is matches with the job sector industries, he gets an employment where he can work, improve the efficiency, productivity, and coming out with innovation and competitiveness in the functioning of business in India. So and in addition they can also become an entrepreneur also. It is not that always they need to work with others. They can also start a business if they have a very good skill training. The confidence will be there to become an startup will improve in India. So what you can say that there is with the help of this discussion we can understand that there is maximum times there is a direct linkage. Only when the quality of education suffers and the skill is not what skill we have is unable to match with the industry, that is when there is a no linkage between or very less linkage between education, skill and employment. But in most of the time there is a direct linkage. Are you getting it? Very easy question, huh? In this all these points you can generate, you can only write. It's just nothing but brainstorming. If you think logically what you get in education, so that will become a skill, that will provide the skill. Then with the help of skill how you get a job. So there is a link. You are trying to say there is a link which is very strong. A person with good education can always get up ending a very high paid job. Say some examples. IT sectors in India, they get a very good education, and the skill which is required in IT industry, which is when provided before joining the training, they are provided that skill training. And once they get that, their productivity improves and India's innovation improves in IT sector. That's why we are now we are one of the emerging or dominant market in IT sector. Fine. Next question. Expansion and strengthening of NATO. Two questions. Last two questions is on international relations. Remember yesterday I think on IR what are the questions we have discussed? SEO. SEO. One question on SEO. So another two here. Two questions. 19th and 20th question directly from which component of syllabus? That is international relations. So overall from IR this year 3 questions came, and one more diaspora also was there no yesterday. So from IR component this year 4 question came, and from schemes for vulnerable section 1 question came, and what are the other areas? Social justice 1 more question came. Yes. Then Indian diaspora. Diaspora is a international relation topic only related. There we have included. Clear? Remaining questions are from your book, Constitution, Basics. Is it clear? So equal weightage, roughly nearly 8 to 10 questions are from your still basic polity chapters only. That is on fundamental rights, parliament chapter, and courts, NALSA. Remember? Yes? Now coming to this question, NATO. You know about NATO, right? That is North Atlantic Treaty Organization, Western based. It is a security alliance which includes majorly the countries of USA and its allied countries which are present in Europe. So for any countries who are facing threat of war, the NATO organization will generally come for protection, and it can fight or represent them for their country. That is the main. It is a security based organization. Now what has happened in this question, what they are asking is there is an expansion and strengthening of NATO, and a strong US-Europe strategic partnership works well for India. What is your opinion about this statement? Give reasons and examples to support your answer. Yes, they are only very clearly telling you give the example, give reason, give your opinion. So do all the 3 things properly. Are you getting it what I am saying? So these 3 things needs to be respected, and it needs to be answered clearly with the help of subheading. Now going into the main theme of the question, the main idea of the question is With respect to NATO, what happened this year is, in NATO, they have newly added countries of Finland, which is a Scandinavian country, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and they are planning to add next year again Sweden also. So what they are trying to do is they are actually planning to expand the NATO. Now, this expansion is not going to happen only in Europe. They have also invited India to be part of this. Is it clear? Not an active, but at least India can take part as a passive also here. But so regarding that only they have asked this question, whether India can participate. If it participates, what are the problems it will face? Or what are the advantages it has? This is the thing they are asking you to, your opinion, and what are the reason why, what will happen if regarding that, and give some examples to justify your answer. Are you getting it? What is the demand of the question? Yes? So now coming to India. See, first thing, if India is planning to support NATO, we are planning to support NATO or to be part of NATO, what will immediately happen? First, it will affect our relationship with which one? Russia. It will affect the Russian ties. That is India-Russian ties. Indo-Russian relations will get affected because NATO is counter to whom? Soviet Union or Russia only. So India is supporting here, then it is you are conveying to the very clearly that you are going to stand with Western country. Till now India has not taken that stand. Even during Cold War, many countries have sided with supporting USA or USSR. We call Russia today. But India was one among the few countries in the world which followed a policy called as NAM. What is NAM? Non-aligned movement, where Nehru and then Benazir Bhutto, so some 2-3 in Egypt they met actually during that time, and India was the founding member of NAM, non-aligned movement. Yes, so till now India actually maintains a balanced position when it comes to international relations. We have not taken stand with USA or Russia also. We try to balance them in international equation, but here, when you take a supporting stand with NATO, it conveys very clearly that you are taking a stand which is against Russia. So that is going to affect Indian-Russian relationship, because with respect to Russia, India is dependent on them for their oil and gas reserves. And in addition to that, Russia is helping India when it comes to its nuclear technology. Which one? Kudangulam in Tamil Nadu, in Thoothukudi district. There, that nuclear plant, we have collaborated with the help of Russia, and it's operating in India. So Russia supports India in space projects also in the past. That is, when we developed the PSLV rocket, when we wanted to go for GSLV, we needed a cryogenic engine. And no country was willing to lend to India cryogenic engine. It was Russia which helped India, and we bought around 6 fuels of 6 times, that 6 cylinders of cryogenic engine, and we did some reverse engineering by opening and get to know what should be done, and later we improvised the Indian technology, and now we have developed our own inbuilt indigenous cryogenic technology, which consists of liquid oxygen and hydrogen at very freezing temperature as a fuel. Is it clear? So Russia is very important for India. You cannot neglect them, and you actually proceed in international relations. So that is important. Second, it also affects India's, that is regional stability. That is first what you can say is it will affect the relationship with China. It affect the relationships with, will it affect or not? Why? Because already China is trying to counter USA. Now in the recent times, most of the times what the scholars, experts of international scholars are saying is, there is a prevalence of Russia-China axis, which is more prevalent, and there they are trying to add Pakistan also in that axis. There is a close relation now which is existing between Russia and China. How do you say that? Even in Ukraine war, China was standing with Russian president in case of Ukraine war. Most of the countries even criticized India that we are not openly criticizing Russia for involving in Ukraine war. Many European countries have taken lecture Our foreign ministers, many speeches are very popular for that matter in YouTube. Have you seen Jaisankar's speech, foreign minister? So he always encountered, used to come out with very nice explanation. That is explanation concerning India's own independent foreign policy. You cannot come and give any lectures to us. It's our independent country. We know what to do, how to do. When we have problems, you did not look into that. Then for your problem, you cannot give lectures to us. That was a foreign minister's speech. So in international relations, since this equation is emerging now, we may also create, and that is China may be angry on India, or we may have more problems with China because of joining NATO. Then it will also affect the regional stability. Regional stability in the sense, we don't know what is going to happen with Pakistan. If suppose Pakistan is not joining, means also problem. Pakistan is coming and joining is also a problem, and Pakistan itself is a problem always for India. Yes. So we need to have a third eye on looking what Pakistan is doing. Because if this NATO you are offering to membership for Pakistan also, then it conveys that then why do you take us into that equation? Is it or not? So India will be unwilling to join at that time. Or suppose like SCO we have the participation of India and Pakistan also. In SARC we have India and Pakistan. Wherever these countries came and joined, then that organization has become it has become a dormant organization. SARC for that matter is unable to meet. It has become a dead organization now. Now we are actually, India is concentrating on BIMSTEC, which is an same. It involves all the countries of Bay of Bengal region except Pakistan. That's all. What is the difference between SARC and BIMSTEC means? In BIMSTEC, Pakistan is not there. In SARC, Pakistan is there. So India is now concentrating on BIMSTEC now, recently. So Pakistan, if coming or not, is going to affect. So all these countries, in the neighboring countries, it is going to affect the regional stability. And in addition to that, India is also a member of Quad group. What do you mean by Quad? It is also a security-based organization. So where countries of India, USA, Australia, Japan, they are the members of this grouping, and they discuss something related to security issues at international level. Is it clear? So this Quad grouping, already we have a good understanding with these countries like USA, Japan, and one more country is India, USA, Japan, Australia. So in that, USA we already have a good equation. So we can work on that. We can improve it. It is an extension of Quad, you can say. See, there are two things here. You can say positively, you can say negatively. But try to discuss both the dimensions. That if India is joining it, what will be the problem? If it not, what are the other problem? Yes, then what are the other issues we have? When India is joining NATO, what are the other issues we have? Will it benefit India? Yes, it will benefit India. It will improve our cooperation. See, these are positives I am telling. First 3 points are negatives. These are positive. Why? Why it will improve our cooperation means, suppose if tomorrow India is joining NATO means, NATO will share with India the important intelligence inputs, and it will also share various information which are related to intelligence information related to terrorist attack, they are planning to attack across the world. So all these security related informations will be shared with India, and India can improve its security much better. So in that way, it will improve the understanding and cooperation between India and USA much better when we join the NATO. Yes? Then what are the other advantages we have? Accessibility to advanced, say that is defense technologies. So you can get accessibility to advanced defense technology, and you will also get their military support also. That is the main thing. See, one more thing is, after if you join, India is joining NATO, one more good thing what it can do is, we can do more joint exercises with their armies, and India can improve its defense battleground. Is it clear? Because USA have better modern defense technologies which India can get trained, and we can also learn from them what are the skills which can be improved when it comes to the battleground. So jointly both the countries, that is Indian Army, can get trained with whom NATO group, and that will improve the understanding as well as the joint operations in future. Tomorrow if we are partnering with NATO to attack any country, then that understanding will be better. Our army can function still better with the providing of joint military exercises. So there is going to be positives as well as negative. Kindly understand. Both is there. Both is there. So talk about all these things. But try to give more examples, more opinion. Talk about all the countries. When you talk about China, talk about Pakistan. When you talk about Russia, talk about China, Pakistan. Because everything is interlinked here. Because since they ask you opinion, you need to be very frank. Is it clear? So in conclusion, you can say India, by joining NATO, it has its advantages as well as disadvantages, but the decision should be taken, India will take based on its independent foreign policy and strategic autonomy. Is it clear? That is better. Now coming to the last question, this question is picked from, that is again international relation. Here in international relation you have international organizations. Can you see? So on organization only this year 2 questions were asked. One is on SEO, another is related to International Maritime Organization. Yes, so here what they are asking, sea is an important component of cosmos. What is cosmos? Universe. Yes, universe. Sea is very important. Discuss in the light of the above statement the role of IMO in protecting environment and in enhancing maritime safety and security. Is it clear? Question is very direct, simple. If you know about IMO, you write. If you don't know, you try to manage. Are you getting it? Yes. So we'll go into that introduction. You can talk about IMO. Now coming to the content, there are 2 things they are asking. One is on protecting environment. Second is on enhancing maritime safety and security. Are you understanding what we have discussed? I know some of the questions might be looking new to you, but at least try to understand what approach you should have when it comes to addressing question. That is what you need to learn. Are you getting it? Yes. So coming to this question is concerned on 2 things only. What are they? Protecting environment, what is IMO doing? And enhancing maritime safety, what is IMO doing? Is it clear? Question is very direct. Direct, are they asking indirectly? Very direct. Now when it comes to protecting environment, IMF is actually trying to reduce the pollution, right? Reduce the environmental pollution. We have something called as Maripol. That is an international convention for reducing maritime sea pollution. That is referred as Maripol. Then so we are also trying to reduce, that is we have what is it? That is their function. So we control that. You can write that also. You can write it. And when it comes to protecting environment, we also make sure that we have, in ship we have ballast water. You know what is ballast water? In ship. So what we do is, the water which is released from the ship, from the ballast, from that ballast, what they tell is, it should not contain any invasive species. In environment, you would have studied a concept called as invasive species. Do you remember? What is the invasive species? See, these, for example, eucalyptus can be called as invasive species. Eucalyptus tree. Have you seen? How is eucalyptus tree? Generally, if eucalyptus tree, it comes in one place, means it will multiply fastly. Yes, Britishers, they came and introduced it in India. What happened is, it expanded so much in India that our native trees which used to come now, that is unable to come. Why? Because they are coming and fighting for competition, it is giving for food and sunlight. Because of that, our native species are unable to survive, and invasive species are growing so much in India. And what are the problem with invasive species? They will affect our biodiversity, and second, they will not add any value to us. But native species will be helpful to you in food security or other commercial purposes. Invasive species, not all the invasive species are useful for our consumption. For example, eucalyptus at least you can use, but the problem is eucalyptus tree will absorb most of the groundwater. Are you getting it? So we are facing lot of groundwater reduction wherever eucalyptus tree has been grown in India. So now we are trying to understand that, and we are trying to reduce it. So when you throw the water from the ship, ballast water, it should not contain any new invasive species, because if it is introduced in sea, tomorrow in the ocean, the biodiversity will get affected. Are you getting it? Yes, so it is talking about that, and it is also talking about reducing greenhouse gas emissions. These are the three things IMO is talking about. Kindly write it. Very important. Kindly write it. Again, prelims they may ask you questions on IMO. So write it now only. One is MARIPOL. MARIPOL is nothing but International Treaty on Reducing, that is International Convention on Reducing the sea, that is environmental pollution in sea. Sea pollution. We are reducing the sea pollution. That treaty is referred as MARIPOL. MARIPOL. Yes. Now coming to this component. Enhancing maritime safety and security. Enhancing maritime safety and security. We have something called as SOLAS. That is International Treaty on Safety of Life at Sea. That is SOLAS. SOLAS. So so it is concerning. We will come to discuss that. Write it. We also have GMDS. That is Global Maritime Distress Safety System. We also try to provide through IMO, that is anti-piracy operations. Anti-piracy, that is pirates, anti-pirates issue. We are trying to solve it. Yes. So through IMO, we are trying to provide humanitarian assistance. We are humanitarian assistance. One more thing is humanitarian assistance. These are the four things, right? We'll discuss. So, with respect to maritime safety and security, one more thing we have is ISPS. ISPS, International Seaport Security Code. This is International Seaports Security Code. Write it. All needs to be written. If you want to get marks in IMO, in this question, these things you need to talk about. Then only they will give you marks. Because this question is very particular about these two issues. See, what we do is, this organization, I will tell you the concept. Organization, what we'll do, see, in ocean, what are the problem now? When you take when a ship is going, in between somebody is trying to, pirates are coming. Have you seen Pirates of Caribbean? Yes, same manner, pirates are very active in the Arabian Sea region and near the African East Coast region, especially near Ethiopia, Somalia and all. Lot of pirates are there, and pirate problem is a big problem now. You cannot do freely trade through sea now. That is getting disturbed. So to take care of that piracy issue, we are actually through IMO, we are trying to improve the security future. Is it clear? That is one thing. Second, we are also trying to help somebody. Suppose a ship is going inside the ocean, and somewhere suddenly some disaster is happening. Like some cyclone has happened in the ocean. Is it clear? Yes, the environment is very harsh, and you need to have a contact with with the ship, whether it is safe or not. So during that kind of emergency situation, also the communication system should be proper to ensure that throughout the world, a uniform standard we have. That is, IMO has told to all the countries that whenever you go for ship, the communication instrument which you are using, it should have proper standard, and that is maintained to make sure that whichever parts of the world you are in the globe, you can communicate and you can send a distress signal. Is it clear? If you press a button, that signal will be conveyed and your location will be shared. So who is there nearby, any countries who can provide you help in case of distress, that is also taken care and ensured by IMO. Is it clear? That is one thing. And when it comes to solace, that is, here also we are making to make sure that individuals who are traveling in the ship, their life is very important. Is it clear? So here they talk about how the individuals needs to be protected and how they need to be safely, that is, the passage has to happen from one place to another. That is discussed in solace. Are you getting some idea? So it is related to safety and security. And in addition, we also have ISPS, that is called as International Seaport Security Code. What it is means, see, throughout the globe, now we have various seaports. Is it or not? Now when one ship is going from one port to another port, now suppose if you go to a country like Ethiopia or Somalia, like we are still facing in case of Somalia, a part of the country is actually officially it is administered by Al-Qaeda based terrorist organization called Al-Shahab. Remember I said in class before? Yes, suppose if you go and land in that port, what will happen? Your security of the ship as well as the people there is in problem, no? So through ISPS, that is International Seaport Security Code, we make sure that ports of the world are not coming under terrorist attacks. A terrorist don't use the seas to move from one place to another. We try to sort out the issue of terrorism through this code, that is International Seaport Security Code. Is it clear? Are you getting some idea? Yes, this one question is tricky. In the sense, if you know IMO only you can write. Otherwise you can talk about general things. What are they? See, generally by looking at IMO, what maritime safety you can provide? Yes, safety from terrorist attack, safety from pirate attack, safety from disasters, you can talk in general. And one more thing is they are asking about, that is protecting environment. Environment, what you can talk, if you don't know IMO's other real functions means, see, when the ship is going inside the sea, it will emit a lot of emissions and that can be controlled, and maritime biodiversity can be protected. Are you getting it? Still you can write even though if you don't have the content. That's why I say, if you don't have the content, you manage the question. Use common sense. What can be the safety and security issue inside the ocean? If you think logically, points will naturally come. Are you getting it? Yes, the idea is how you are managing the question, that is important. Not about writing a perfect or ideal whatever content which we are giving. Because you can't do for all the questions what we have done. That is a practicality you have to understand. Because nobody will be knowing all the 20 questions in the UPSC exam hall. Even for that matter, all India topper one, most of the interview if you see, you just see that they will openly admit that they would have known only out of 20 questions, 15 or 16 question averagely. Remaining 4 questions, what happened? They left, they will not leave. They will manage it better than others. That's why they are toppers. Are you getting it? So you should learn that important skill. I hope this discussion what we have done for these GS4 papers will give that confidence to you to face the question. Are you getting it? Content you can always work on. That is why you are attending classes, you are reading current affairs, but approach you can learn through this class. How to approach the question, how to manage the question. Is it fine? Any doubts you have? No doubts? Huh? You understood what we discussed at least. Today I know some of the questions are tricky. Compared to yesterday, yesterday was very easy. First 10 question of GS paper 2. But today 11th to 20th question, some 3-4 questions are dead easy. But remaining questions are actually tricky. We have to accept it genuinely. Is it fine? Yes? So compared to 4 papers now overall if you see, I hope paper 1 is actually what to say. Paper 1 is, if you have the ability to handle the question inside exam hall in a better manner, you can get more marks. Why? Because they have interlinked the subject. History with geography, society with geography. So many changes have happened this year. So if you react properly inside exam hall, you can handle it better. Paper 2, it's all about if you know the basic fundamental features of the constitution properly, then you can answer this paper, manage the paper. You should manage it. Here also you might not know 3 or 4 questions inside exam hall, but you should manage it. Paper 3, it's actually comparatively this year bit easy paper. Is it or not? Remember paper 3 what and all we have discussed, cyber security, repetitive themes only on agriculture. Now coming to paper 4. Paper 4 this year, section A was bit, actually what you say, you need to think a bit and practically how to write. But section B is very easy. Easy or not? Case study was easy, except 1 or 2 case study, they landed us in trouble because we discussed for so much time. Which case study? The doctor, remember? Doctor, doctor who is transferring the blood, ambulance is there, we end up discussing more, but really that is a difficult situation. Even I cannot give any bookish answer and leave the space. Yes, because we need to find a practical solution. You think about it, still you have more time. Think about these questions, try to revise these questions again, whatever notes you made. Chances of UPSC asking you again preliminary questions from this 4 GS paper discussion is always more, because in the last 2-3 years at least 1 or 2 questions minimum will be repeated from the 4 GS paper. Is it clear what I am saying? That is also one reason you may get benefited in the coming year prelims. So don't neglect it anything here. Try to understand, collect some more points if possible. Try to revise it, arrange, get some more points, make your notes proper. Then you enter into the NCERT and other class notes preparation. Is it fine? Yes? So we'll meet up then again in a new session. So essay session is conducted by Ravinandan Sara. Yes, don't miss that. Sir is very good. Sir is not coming. Okay, we'll see. We'll update you. If Sir comes means it's very good, because already Sir's videos are available in YouTube. Namalax Bangalore. Kindly watch it. We have in live session. Already Sir in recent year, he has made a class for main students who have wrote this year. So those related to philosophical essay has given a wonderful lecture. Don't miss that. Kindly watch it. I think it's in both Kannada and English. Mix of both, right? So which you can, everybody understand Kannada, no? Yes? So except me, everybody understands. I also understand very good. Speaking only, I need to improve. We'll do that. Yes? So we'll meet again in a new session then. Thank you.